takes about 10 seconds. Oh, there we go. Hello and welcome to the orientation for backyard biology. My name is Mrs. Berg and I am going to be the instructor for this class. I'm very excited for backyard biology. About me, I have 2 kids. I live in Connecticut. I was a high school science teacher for 4 years. I've been a learning lab teacher. This is my 4th year. And I've been with Bridgeway for 4 years. So I'm very excited to do this backyard biology learning lab. I believe this is the 3rd year that I will have taught this course. We are going to just today go through the basics of our backyard biology course. We're not going to talk anything really about the biology behind the course, but we are going to focus on Jigsaw meetings, which is where you all are right now, and Moodle, which is where we will house all of our course information. The first thing I would like to do is show you how to get my attention. There's 2 ways for you to get my attention during class. It's not like a normal class where I can see you, but you can still raise your hand. On the bottom of your screen, you should see a little hand button. If you go ahead and press that, which I encourage you all to try right now, your name blinks on my screen. So I could then call on you and say, "Oh, Bella, I see you have a question." I'll turn my mic off, and then you can go ahead and ask your question, make your comment, or answer my question. The second way for you to get my attention is in the text chat. If you look on the right-hand side of your screen, there should be at the bottom something that's "Hello, welcome to," oh my goodness, I spelled that wrong, the orientation. We will start in about 5 minutes. You can type right in there. So if you could each go ahead and type your name to me, that way I know that it's working and that you have found the text chat. This text chat, whatever you write in here, goes to everybody in the class. Type your name, then hit the send button, and I see Bella's, and you should see yours as well. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Type your name and hit send. I see Bella's and Bay's in there. And that's just another way for you to get my attention during class. Anytime you guys have a question, I certainly will answer it. I encourage you to interact with me and with each other during class. I may not stop the second I see your question, but I definitely will stop and answer your questions. Those are the 2 ways for you to get in touch with me. Now I'm going to show you some different ways that I am going to present information to you. Your top left, you can see me right now in your screen. The video camera, I can turn it on and off. I can also add your web camera to here. So let's say, for example, we're doing a project and Sophie would like to share something with us. Maybe we're talking about fish and she has a fish that she would like to show me. I can turn my camera off. I click a button on my end. Sophie clicks a button on her end and she shows up on my screen. I will never, ever, ever make you get on camera. I certainly will encourage you to get on the camera, but I will not make you get on the camera. The next screen over on the top right-hand side is where I'm going to show you guys PowerPoints. You should see something now on that screen that says Backyard Biology. Session 3, Tuesdays at noon Eastern Time. Go ahead and give me a little smile face if you see this on your screen. Perfect. At least one of you does, so that means the rest of you can as well. One thing that we do sometimes is we'll read off of these PowerPoints or off of these documents. And right now it's really hard to see because it's so small. So I'm going to explain to you how to make it larger. Right above Backyard Biology, you should see a purple toolbar. On the left-hand side of the purple toolbar is what looks like a computer monitor. If you follow the toolbar to the right, you should see an arrow that is facing to the top right-hand corner of your screen. If you click that arrow, my picture goes away, and the Backyard Biology shows up nice and large. Now, I'm going to send you a poll. The poll says if Backyard Biology is large, click yes. I would like you to choose yes or no, and let me know if your Backyard Biology is large. Okay, if you click the arrow that's pointing up and to the right, it should now take up the majority of your screen, which is what we want to happen right now. Fantastic. So this class meets on Tuesdays at noon Eastern Time. Okay, I did my little introduction already. During this class, we have some objectives that we are going to meet. We are going to learn how to make observations and observe correctly. We are going to learn how to write a lab report. We are going to explain how and why plants grow. We are going to classify ecosystems. We're going to identify plants and animals. And we are going to identify animals based on tracks and calls. And we're going to do this through the Learning Lab and hopefully by having lots of fun. Our class meets for 9 weeks at noon Eastern Time in Jigsaw Meeting. The way it's going to work is that our classes will start on next Tuesday at noon. However, we are not going to meet on Tuesday, May 5th. I am going to be out of town, so instead of meeting the week of May 5th, we will meet on May 12th, and that will be our last class. Your homework for this class is going to be due by Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time to our Moodle site. And I'm going to share the Moodle site with you in a second if you haven't seen it. Grading in this class, all assignments are going to be given feedback. This is a extracurricular class. There is no strict grading policy, but I will give you feedback on either what you did great or what you could do better. Anyone who attends at least 60% of the classes will receive a certificate of completion at the end of the class that you can print and add to your files for school. Now, if we want to make this screen smaller, what we are going to do is that same arrow that you hit to make the screen larger, you are going to hit to make the screen smaller. So on the purple toolbar above your PowerPoint, you are going to click the arrow that is now facing down and to the left. And you should see me again, and the map, and the whiteboard. You should be back at what we'll call our home screen for Jigsaw Meetings. Jigsaw Meetings has some other great features. There's a map on the bottom left that you can zoom in and zoom out of. This is a great class because we have students from the United States in this class. We have a student from Saudi Arabia, and we have a student, I believe, from Germany. We have students, it looks like right now, mostly on the East Coast, but I do know that there are some California students in this class. So when we talk about our local ecosystems, we'll be able to talk about lots of local ecosystems because we all live in different parts of the world. Oh, the Netherlands, I'm sorry. So I'm very excited that that is a possibility for us. On the bottom right hand of your screen, there's something called our whiteboard. It's right next to the map, and this is where you can type. You can type here, and we can see each other's messages. The first thing we're going to do is make this screen larger. I wrote type your name. I have now unlocked the whiteboard so you all can write on it. You are going to probably want to make this screen larger, which you do by clicking on the purple toolbar right above the whiteboard, the arrow that is pointing up and to the right. So if you could go ahead and click on that. And there's two ways for us to write on this whiteboard. The first way is by using the pencil, and you can write freehand. The second way is by typing. If you type, you're going to click the block letter A, click your mouse again on the whiteboard, and type your name. Oh. So if you could go ahead and type your name, that would be fantastic. Or write your name, whichever is easier. Just go ahead and practice writing on the whiteboard. I'll give everyone a second to practice that.
Are talking?
Okay, it looks like someone's trying to talk, which is perfectly fine. You may need to hold your mouse in over the button to talk. So if you're the one trying to talk, go ahead and give that a try. All right, it looks like most of you are able to write up here, which is awesome. Great job. Go ahead and make your whiteboard smaller again. And that's pretty much our tour of Jigsaw meetings. Each week, we meet on Tuesdays, so on Mondays, you will get an email from me reminding you of the class. In the email, there will be a link to click on to sign into class. I noticed that some of you have what appears to be one of your parents' names in the attendee box on the right-hand side. That is pulling from the name you registered your account in. It would be much easier for me if you could put the student's name as the account. That way when I'm going through and I'm calling on students, I can just look right in that box and say, oh, okay, Bella, or okay, Amber, and I don't have to try to connect whose parent's name is with which student. So if you could do that before next class, that would be awesome. The next thing I would like to show you guys, when you're trying to type on the whiteboard, Sophie said she can't get the text box to stay. It may be that you're clicking away too quickly. There's two text boxes. One has just the block letter A and one has a little dotted line around it. I find the one with the block letter A easier to work with because I can make it larger or smaller. So go ahead and give that a shot. See if you can use just the plain block letter A. Then click on your whiteboard and then just type something. Don't worry about getting rid of the word text. It usually makes it a lot easier if you just write right after the word text. And I'm hoping that that's you that was able to write hello, Sophie. And if so, that means it's working. So the next thing I want to show you guys is a PowerPoint on Moodle. Now, if you've done a Learning Lab this year, you know what Moodle is. If you haven't, you have not. So I would go ahead and make your PowerPoint screen larger so you can read it. Sophie, if you're still having a hard time, I will go ahead and I will make sure that we can get your text box working correctly at the end of the orientation. So Moodle is the website that we use. It is in your syllabus I sent out, so you shouldn't feel like you need to write it. This is where all of our course information is going to be housed. You each have a username and a password for this site. Your username is your Bridgeway number. If you do not know your Bridgeway number, you need to either give me a call or send me an email, and I can go ahead and look it up for you. And everyone's password is Bridgeway with a capital B, the number 9, and the $sign. When you log in, you are going to look on the right-hand side of your screen, and you should see a button that's up on the picture now that looks like the power button on a computer. Underneath that, you should see My Courses, and you will see all of the courses you are registered for in Moodle. This will include any Learning Lab courses and any regular Bridgeway Academy classes that you are signed up for. To get into our Backyard Biology course, you are going to click where it says Backyard Biology. Now, our biology course is not fully set up yet, so what I did is I used some screenshots from a different class, from my solar system class. But what you will see when you click on Backyard Biology is you will see some information about the class. It will tell you what we're going to do in Backyard Biology. It will have our syllabus up here, and it will tell you when class is going to meet, just like this one does for solar system. Anytime, let me go back for a second. Anytime I show a PowerPoint during class, after class, I'm going to go ahead and put it up in the Moodle site so that if you're trying to tell your little brother how cool it was today that you know what a deer and a fox footprint look like, and he's like, I don't believe you, you can go to this Moodle website. You can pull up the PowerPoint or the pictures that we looked at in class today, and you can say, oh, yes, I do. Here they are. It's going to house all of the recordings of each class that we make and your homework assignments. Each week, you will have some type of homework assignment, including this week. This week, you are going to do an assignment. It's going to say orientation assignment. You're going to find it under My Classes, under Backyard Biology, and this should be set up by tomorrow morning. It says, please complete before the first class, so I'd like this done by Tuesday. The next thing you click is where it says Attempt Quiz Now. You are going to click it with your mouse. Then you are going to answer the two questions that I put in here. The first question is, what name would you like to be called during class? So let's pretend your name is Catherine, but you like to be called Kate. You're going to write Kate here so that I know what you like to be called. And then the question is going to be, what is your favorite biology topic? You are going to answer it right here. Then you click the Submit button. What that does is it tells me Amber went ahead and clicked the Submit button and has submitted her quiz. So then I can go in, look at it, and see if there's any questions that need to be graded. In this case, both will need to be looked at by me, and I can go ahead and do so. All of your homework assignments will be done through Moodle. If for some reason you're having a hard time getting something in there, you certainly can email it to me. But it makes it much easier for both of us if you go ahead and use Moodle, then everything is in the same spot. Does anyone have any questions about Jigsaw or Moodle for our Backyard Biology class? Everyone's all set? Does anyone want to try their camera to see if it works and say hello to the rest of our class? Okay, Amber, you'd like to try yours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my camera off. Underneath where my picture was, you should see a button that now says Start. Go ahead and click Start, and hopefully your camera will come through. I'm not seeing it yet, so underneath where my video was, you should see a button that says Start. Do you see that button? It says, please start your cam, CyberLink. You may need to turn your camera on from a control panel in your computer. I'm sure. That's something that you'll have to look at in your computer settings, maybe under the control panel. Okay, well, that's basically what I had for orientation today. If you guys have any questions, you certainly can stay on and ask me. If you would like to try your cameras or your microphones, you certainly can stay on and try them. Chantel would like to try her camera, so I'm going to let anyone who wants to try go ahead and try. The rest of you, orientation is over. I will see you next Tuesday, where we will have class from noon to 1. And I hope you have a fantastic day.